So hi everyone. So today we are going to see about testing center in Agentforce Studio. So in a legacy Agentforce builder, we have testing center, which we will navigate through setup. So under setup, we search for testing center, and where we will upload a CSV file based on the test cases. It will run the agent, and a specific response will be validated. So that will be checked against the expected response. So that's how it works. So coming to Agentforce Studio, so on agent script. So we are using test suites. So it's similar like testing center. So but it's present under Agentforce Studio. There's no need to go for setup testing center. So there are two types of testing. So we can test agents as well as we can test prompt templates. So today I'm going to show about how to test agents. So we have test agents, how to create a test suite. So in general, a test suite is a collection of test cases used to automatically evaluate how well your agent responds to different user scenarios. So there might be 10 to 20 scenarios I have for an agent. So those are the test cases that are present for the agent. So I'm going to validate whether the response of the agent is correctly displayed. So that's what we are going to evaluate as part of this test suite. So they mention clearly like this article applies to the new testing center in Agentforce Studio, which is under beta version. So where you need to go under Agent Studio, you can, if you go to Agent Studio. So after agents, you can see test. So here you have the test suites. Under that, let me click on new and click on agent. So here I can provide basic information. So I need to provide the name. So I can provide case agent creation test. So which agent are you testing? So case a creation agent. So which version? So first version. If I have a description, I can provide. Click on next. So live data or mock data. So if we select live data, so it will fetch the details from the org itself. So it will take the real-time data. So if we select mocked data, so it will be from the isolated environment. So it is not going to consume the real-time data. So it will be a little safer. So here they mention live data connects to the current environment, best for end-to-end validation. Mock data isolates test from the org. So conversation history. So if you select this conversation history, so it will take the conversation which are going to be taken place. So previously, if we have preview and if we have done any conversation, it will include the conversation of the agent, and as well as the context variable. If you have a specific variable that needs to be included as part of the test case, then you can include the context variable. So those explanations they have clearly provided. So let me show you test conditions. Under that, you can see data access mode, live data, and mock data. So live data runs your test against your active Salesforce environment, including real CRM data actions and external service connection. Mock data runs your test in isolated environment. Does not connect to external service or affect your active work. So this makes it faster and safer to iterate. So add a conversation history to your select include conversation history. A column is added for the conversation to your CSV template, where you can add the trends that you want to test. And include context variable, then select the fields you want to include. Let me show you. So if you include conversation history, a column will be added with the CSV file, or else if you select include context text, it will show what are the context variables I have created. So in these variables, if I want a specific variable, I can select. For time being of the demo, I don't want to select anything. So let me select the live data, leave rest as it is, click on next. So here I can provide the number of test cases. So 20 test cases is fine for me. And test case description, if I want can select and generate test cases from. So this is under test data. We have two options: generate test classes, test cases, which is a automatic generation of test cases, or upload test cases. So if you select upload test cases, you need to upload a CSV file. So they have provided a template. So if you select generate test cases, you no need to provide any upload any files. So you can straight away select what kind of test cases you want to generate. So the agent which I have selected is running on subagents and actions. It's not consuming any knowledge article, so I can select subagent and action. So under that, I have these many subagents. So if I don't want a specific subagent to be included as part of this testing, I can uncheck that specific subagent, so it won't be included for the test case generation. So in this article itself, they have clearly explained select your test data. Under that, you have generate test from subagents and actions. So here they have provided few other additional details as text and voice. So those are not present currently in the org which I have shown. So subagent and actions assigned to the agent. So those are the things which you need to confirm, and the number of test cases. So coming to generate test from knowledge source. So if we select that, the agent which we are going to test should have been either uploaded files from Agentforce data library, or it should consume data from the knowledge articles. So if it is a web-based, or if it is using a custom retriever to retrieve the knowledge articles, so those are not supported. So that they have clearly mentioned here. So agent connected to based on custom retrievers or web source are not supported for the generate test case based on knowledge are available. So let me generate the test case. So here it will automatically generate the test cases for me. I no need to manually go and type, and it is using the live data. Click on next. So response quality evaluation. So time, consciousness, and coherence and completeness. So these are the quality evaluations which they have used. Addition to that, we have default evaluation. So these are by default present. So addition to that, if you want any of the quality evaluations to be present, you can select those specific qualities which you want. So I want latency. So let me select these and click on generate test case. So it's mentioning test generation is in progress. So now the test case got generated. So here you can see, so we have 4 columns. So utterance, expected subagent, expected actions, expected response. So these are expected actions and expected response. So once I click on run test, then only I will get the agent response, response evaluation, and coherence evaluation, latency evaluation, and subagent evaluation, actual subagent, completeness evaluation, action evaluation, and actual actions. So those are the outputs after run test it will be generated. So here you can see. So since we selected live data, so we are able to see the contact details and contact email. So those details are present, as well as in other test cases also I'm able to see their phone numbers, email address has been added, an account name, opportunity name has been added as part of the utterance message. So if it is something which I don't want to include my live data, I can select mock data. So live data won't be added as part of the utterance testing. So now I got the data. So if I want to run for a specific test also, I can select, or I can click on run test to run for the entire thing. Click on run test. So it's generating the response. So I got the agent response. The case has been successfully created. To review the contact details. This contact, please let me know if you would like to request any specific updates, set the case priority, or need further assistance. And response evaluation, coherence evaluation, so other evaluations are blank. Let me see the select score. So we have completeness, coherence, and latency added. Instruction and consciousness is not added as part of the scorer. If we scroll down, we're able to see the response evaluation and coherence evaluation. So latency, let me check on that. Can't save. Evaluations updated successfully. Okay, now my evaluations got updated successfully. So I can see the latency evaluation, subagent evaluations, actual subagent which got run. So completeness evaluation, action evaluation, and actual actions. So I got the full sheet data. So along with the test cases, agent response, and all other parameters. So once after testing, I want to download, I want to export this sheet out. I can use export test data. So which can be used to export this data as Excel. So let me close this. That's an option. So you can add advanced filters. So instead of generating the using the prompt, we are generating dynamically. So I am selecting the agent. It is automatically generating these utterance, expected subagent, expected actions along with my live data. So I have built something else. So using the LWC and the prompt builder. So based on the agent script, so I want to generate a test case. So this is just as part of my learning I have tried. So whether it's possible to generate. So there are few important parameters. So without these parameters, even the test data is not getting run. So those important parameters are these 4 columns. So runs, expected subagent, expected action, and expected response. So without these columns, when I try to generate or when I try to run the test, it's thrown the error. So in the CSV file. So let me show you how we can do that. So for that, I have just tried to build this LWC plus a prompt builder to generate the test cases. So based on the agent script which I load, it will generate a test cases similar like how we have here. And I'll download and I'll upload the run test and I'll show you. So it's just a small learning thing which I have tried to do. So let me go to the agent. So here we have testers. Let me go to the agent. So here we have case creation agent. Yes, this is the agent. So let me open it. So let me select, copy to clipboard, copy it, paste the script here. So the script is present here. So let me click on generate test case. So now it got loaded. So let me scroll. So the same how we used to get. So here we are not using any real-time data from the one. So these are mocked version. So mocked data which we have used to generate. So addition to that, it's having the same expected subagent, expected action, and expected response. So along with utterance, there are 26 test cases it has generated. So I can scroll down and download CSV. So the file got downloaded. Center to 91246. Okay. So let me go here, go to test, click on agent. So case creation test version 2. So let me select this creation agent. Case creation agent. So that's show. It's not from initially. Now I'm going to see the versions. So let me select mock data. So even if you select live data also, we are going to upload a file. So it's not going to consider the data whichever you select. So select mock data, click on next. So generate test case. So I'm not going to generate test cases. So I'm going to upload test cases. So in this scenario, so let me click on upload. So testing Agentforce Testing Center. So system open. See download. We are able to see download Agentforce Testing Center. So click on next. So we'll select these two options alone. Click on save. So we have loaded 26 test cases. So let me see. So all got loaded. So now we got the informations whichever we have in the file or showing here. So now I select scholars. These are present save. So let me click on run testing. So I clicked on run test. I got the agent response one after another. The column is getting loading. Make sure it's generating for the agent response column first. So now it is gone for response evaluation. Now we got all the other columns, but still I guess it's loading for complete evaluation. Other columns, fresh ones. Yeah, I got all the columns populated. So there are few fields for action evaluations and other scenarios. So the failed scenarios we need to evaluate what's the reason why it's getting failed. So those we can take care. So this is how we can test. So we have basically generate test case and we can upload files, both options. So generate test case, it will be automatically generated. So upload files is the test cases which we manually upload. So for that I have built some LWC with prompt builder to generate test scripts based on the agent script. So we have certain limitations as well. So there are considerations for testing center. Go for that. So here we have few of the considerations. So like context variables are not supported for conversation level testing. So these are certain limitations. So these limitations article I will add in the post of the blog. So that's it for today. So this is uh, Agentforce testing generator, test generator. So based on the agent script which I copy paste. So once I click generate test case, it will generate the test case which is a mock data, and I can download and I can upload in the test center. So this is just like given a try. So that's it. Thank you.